Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, what's up? Okay, welcome to my video. I have made some video before it, but I hope this video will be better than before. Well, this time I want to retell about short story which I have read. Yes, yesterday I have read a short story. The title is Sherlock Holmes: A Case of Identity by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. Do you know about the author? For you who like literary work, must be familiar the author. Yeah, he had wrote many short stories, and A Case of Identity is part of story about Sherlock Holmes' adventure. Do you know that? Without wasting time, well, I start to tell A Case of Identity. One day, Sherlock Holmes was small talking with his friend named Mr. Watson. They were detectives. They talked about some case which happened at that time in their all around. There was a bit of a scuffle in the conversation. After Mr. Watson stopped arguing with Sherlock Holmes, a few minutes later, they had a new client. The servant opened the door and told that the one coming was Miss Sutherland. Then Sherlock Holmes welcomed her warmly. Miss Sutherland sat at our chair and started to talk what the purpose came to Sherlock and asked him to solve her problem. She had known from Mr. Etheridge that Sherlock Holmes had found her husband in a case easily when the police thought that he was dead. In the same case, Miss Sutherland hoped Mr. Holmes did the same doing. She lost her husband, Mr. Holmes-A, when they were married in church. Before he disappeared, he said that there would be something terrible. After that, Mr. Holmes-A didn't come back again, and Miss Sutherland believed something terrible had happened to Mr. Holmes-A as he left her from church. Miss Sutherland, before knowing the Holmes-A and decided to get married, she was never allowed went to the ball and get married with anyone by Mr. Windibank, her stepfather, after her mother and him married. But one day he went to the French on a business trip, and she with her mother attended at the ball. On over there, she met with Mr. Holmes-A. When Mr. Windibank back home, he knew that, but he was not angry. From that time, Miss Sutherland had connecting with Mr. Holmes-A. He came to Miss Sutherland's house when Mr. Windibank there was not in the house. As Mr. Windibank in the home, Miss Sutherland and Mr. Holmes just wrote each other letters. Sherlock Holmes getting suspicious about the case. Miss Sutherland continued her story about Holmes-A. And then Sherlock Holmes asked her some letters from Holmes-A and the address, although she didn't know Holmes-A's house. She just know letters address, not his house. After she finished to tell, she back home and Sherlock Holmes asked her to forget about Holmes-A, cause Sherlock Holmes not sure if Holmes-A come back again. Unbeknown to Watson, Sherlock Holmes had sent a letter to Windibank and then Lincoln typewriting letters from him and letters from Holmes-A. There were similarities both of them. The next day, Sherlock Holmes invited Mr. Windibank to come Holmes' house and interrogated him. Sherlock Holmes kept pushing and made Windibank bored with that. Holmes thought that between Windibank and Holmes-A are some person. That was just a fraud. Mr. Windibank just wanted control of the Sutherland family treasure. And the fact all of Holmes' statements are true. Then Mr. Watson asks to Holmes to tell Miss Sutherland about it. But Sherlock Holmes cannot did it, cause she had believed that something terrible happened to husband Angel, so Sherlock Holmes couldn't help her. Well, the whole of the point story of a case of identity, uh, I think that's enough. The last say, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See you next video.